Hi. We're approaching halfway through 2025, there has been so many changes in the world in healthcare. There's been so many changes with nurses being burnt out and nurses having stress and finding ways to reduce that stress and reduce that burnout. But today I want to specifically talk to the silent burnt out. I want to talk to you about the silent burnt out for directors of nurses in long-term care. This is happening to our new directors of nurses in long-term care. My name is Michelle Carter, and I am the owner of MCB Nurse Consultant, where I help directors and nurses in long-term care to overcome the frustration and exhaustion of having to do it all. I help them to be able to improve their clinical, personal, and professional outcomes by incorporating personality science into their leadership development. I'm also the founder of the DON Success Network, which is a membership geared for new directors of nurses and seasoned directors of nurses, a place where they can be able to engage, be inspired, and obtain growth and learn how to have that support that's needed. But today we really want to hone in on our new directors of nurses that are silently being burnt out. And why are they being burnt out? One of the biggest reasons I think directors of nurses in long-term care are being burnt out is lack of education. Not education as far as being a nurse, and not education as far as some of us have leadership development, but education of learning how to do the job as a director of nursing. There is no training to be a director of nursing if you're not aware of it. A lot of our directors and nurses are promoted because, one, they were great nurses, they were great supervisors, and there happened to be an open position. I don't want to make it seem like this is a horrible thing, but this is reality. And I can relate to it, and a lot of other directors and nurses can relate to it also. Then there are directors and nurses who are applying for the positions, but they're truly not ready or have the education that they need. What type of education do you need to become a director of nursing? One, obviously you have to be an RN. Obviously you have to have some type of clinical experience. But most of all, you have to be able to understand the leadership development, engaging your team, being able to handle stress, being able to balance work life and personal life, learning regulations, learning your policies and procedures, and with all this before you even get the keys to start your job. My first director of nursing job 18 years ago, I had no idea what I was in store for. Now, I had worked as an assistant, like a manager similar to assistant director of nursing, but I still didn't have the responsibility of being a director of nursing that the director of nursing has on my plate and on my back that I found out when I became the director of nursing. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you don't realize that until you get into the position. You are not alone. I can relate to it. Other directors and nurses can relate to it. But have you had those conversations with them? Are you in a space where you can talk to them about that? Are you in a space where you can get that education, learn about the regulations, learn about how to be prepared for your survey, learn how to put a staffing program and fall programs together, learn how to put your infection control program together, learn how to relate with your team and how to do crisis management and conflict management with your team, learning how to understand your family members when they're in those stress codes and those stress personalities and why they're lashing out at you or your team, learning how to be the leader that you can be. That's what we help you at in the DON Success Network. That is why I developed the DON Success Network. Because as I talk to more directors and nurses, I see a lot of directors and nurses are being burnt out. And they're being burnt out at that anywhere from 9 months to that 3-year mark. And I want to be able to help them overcome those challenges and find a place where they could be with like-minded nurses who are going through the same challenges that you're going through. Having that silent burnt out is something that I don't think people are watching. I want you to look at when you go visit a loved one in a nursing facility and you have a leader that's there on January 2nd. Then you go back to visit that loved one in May and there's a different leader. You go back again to visit that loved one. Let's say you're out of town, you don't visit a loved one office. You go back again in August. Now there's a different leader. You go back again in November, and there's a different leader. Are you going to feel comfortable when the leadership is continually changing? Successful facilities have consistent leadership. But in order to have consistent leadership, we have to pour back into our DONs. We have to be able to help them get the education that they need so we can stop the silent burnt out. So we can help them to overcome the exhaustion and frustration of truly having to do it all. And that's what DONs do. We really do have to do it all. If you are one of those directors or nurses, or you director or nurse, and that's having those challenges, I want you to reach out to us so we can tell you more about the DON Success Network, which is a membership where you're going to be with other like-minded directors and nurses. You'll get monthly trainings that's based on what the membership wants. Monthly Q&A sessions. You'll also get monthly sessions where we can just connect, monthly connection sessions. You'll also be able to get 2 CEUs a month, CEUs a quarter. And if you really want to go into our premium level, you'll be able to get that personality science training of how to incorporate personality science into your leadership development. And that's something I did. I incorporated personality science into my leadership development, and it helped me reduce my stress. It helped me with my burnout. It helped reduce the burnout of my team and help us to be able to engage and connect on a higher and deeper level. And our teamwork and our staff has increased by within the last 2 months. And I'm hoping that we hit that 50 and 75% as we have new staff coming in, making sure that they're getting the connections and we're talking to them in their personality. So those are things that directors and nurses have. Those are things that are burning us out. Trying to keep good staff. Trying to make sure that we're getting great patient satisfaction for our residents. Trying to understand the regulations. Trying to keep our head above water. And still trying to be whatever type of, whether we are mothers, wives, girlfriends, aunts, whatever we may have to do in our personal lives, we still have to have that balance. So yes, the directors and nurses in long-term care are going through silent burnt out, and nobody's paying attention. But I want you to know I'm paying attention. Michelle Carter from MCB Nurse Consultant, I'm paying attention, and my team's paying attention. And this is why we developed the DON Success Network. A place where you can overcome that burnout, where you don't have to feel alone. You'll get the education that you need, and you'll be with people that can relate to what you're going through. If you're interested and you want to learn more, click the link below so we can get you started and we can get you signed up for that membership. Our membership launched in May. So we are still recruiting, we're still enrolling for people to come to the membership. We're having a special sale for Nurses Week, and we're also having a special sale for Nursing Home Week. So if this is something that you're interested in and you're tired of feeling like you're alone and you truly don't think you got the skill, you got the guidance and the tools and the strategy you need to be successful in your role, but you truly want to be successful, come and talk to us at the DON Success Network so we can help you get those tools and strategies that you need. I'm here to help directors and nurses because when I first started, I didn't have that help. And I truly believe, it's my responsibility and it's my passion to give back to those who are starting in their roles, to help them and cultivate them and help them develop the strategies and tools that they need to be able to build a community in their organization that is a community of engagement, a community that is helping engagement, a community that is helping them have great and patient satisfaction, and they'll be able to have better outcomes in the clinical aspect, in their personal lives, and also in their professional lives. Click the link below so we can set up an appointment. Before we end our today, I want to thank you for taking time to hear what's going on with directors and nurses. And if you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel so we can be able to so you can be able to continue to watch our videos and go back and watch them at your leisure. Have a great day, and remember, we have to help our directors and nurses. They are having silent burnout, and MCB is here to help them. We're here to help them with our DON Success Network, a place where they can feel comfortable, they can be vulnerable, and they can engage and grow. I'll talk to you soon. Have a wonderful day.